One thing a lot of you do not understand is that spoken English is different. And when somebody is maybe all about making jest of something, the person cannot be speaking certain type of way. Now, if you have watched my videos for the longest, you know how I pronounce country is country. So if you are coming in a period where I'm making jest of a people and I'm pronouncing it in some ways, you just have to understand the tempo or the reason why that is done. And another thing is reading another person's written script depends solely on the writer, because some people write in very bad English. You don't expect me. And sometimes when I'm reading their English, I kind of even correct it in my own terms instead of just reading what they have written. So that being said, South Africans, how are you? I just said I should come and greet you. I know how you're doing. This guy said, this guy is really, really investigating South Africans. He said South Africa as a country. So let's read it. He said, I hate that South Africa has so many predictable fallen so far and that it will never ever recover. Hey, that is not good. Don't say that. Don't say that. They will recover. This one said, let's not forget South Africa is a wealthy country with massive resources. For South Africa to fail, the incompetence and corruption must be massive. Meaning that the reason why South Africa is failing is because of corruption, right? If it is the South Africa I saw in that video, if that is how South Africa is, and they come on my comment section to make noise, hi, I wish it's something I can put here. I wish it's something I can put. It's just that bringing some other person's video, no matter how short the clip is, and putting on your video, the wahala is plenty. But for that, I would have shown you things, so that these people will keep quiet. These people will keep quiet. Like they are talking. We are talking, you are talking. Like, hey, Saudi, you people have not seen anything. Sure, you came for Nigerians. Be ready. Till this matter ends, you will be having me to contend with. Yes, so you will have me more to contend with. Hey. My Dutch parents lived in South Africa for 15 years. When apartheid just took off, my mom did not like that and she returned to the Netherlands. My father always maintained that in the ANC world would be in power, the country would tank within a generation. I always fiercely opposed him. My dad has been dead for over a decade now, but sorry, Dad, we were right. Sorry, Dad, you were right. You see, when the father was telling him this, he did not believe it, but he thought things were going to change. But have they changed? Nay. Now, this guy said, a country with an abundant amount of sun, raw materials, and land suffering blackout, the corruption and incompetence must be off the chart. Meaning that they don't even have light to... Nigerians, come closer. South Africans don't have steady light. Tell them I told you. I told you. Tell them I told you so. They don't have light. South Africans don't have light. They come to Nigeria and insult us and say, sort your electricity out. We didn't even know they don't have light. Oh, this man that is exposing these things. This one said the farmers being slaughtered and having their land taken once the ANC took over should have been a red flag, really. This one said the former CEO of Excom had a very good interview on this overall topic. The amount of corruption within the Excom and the ANC is wide, and he almost lost his life over exposing the corruption. Okay, now, what did I say? This one said, I moved my family out of South Africa in 2006, and that time my daughter was very young. We had financial constraints and faced family issues, which made it incredibly difficult to leave. However, I saw clear signs of the challenges ahead, and though I had moments of doubt, I persisted based on my beliefs. Today, I feel a sense of vindication because my daughter is in her 20s now. It would be heartbreaking for me if I were still living in a broken country, still struggling financially. Gum. Tigidigi, tigidigi, tigidigi. Yeah. People that came for Nigerians. Wait, oh, your story is everywhere now. We would dig it. This one say a South African, my friend, having lived here for 57 years. I relate 100% to everything you touched on, other than it is actually far, far worse than outlined. South Africa is actually in a dead spiral. Wish there is absolutely nothing that you can think of that is not broken. ANC continued now to show racial division with employment race quotas and now race quotas for water. You cannot make this shade up. Any idea the strain load shedding has on hospitals, clinics, water purification plants, and many other essential services. Now the ANC want to nationalize the health sector. A a good friend of mine had hernia operation last week and had to recover lying on the hospital floor. All of this so the ANC can control the money, contract and tenders that all go to family and Kai, really, really bad. Crime is at levels never seen before, like a war zone. For your own safety, do not travel here until and chai. Until things turn around for better. Do not travel here. It's South African, no? He's the one writing this. He's South African. Let me his name. Okay, he wrote. It's just GP 2862. A South African wrote this. This person said, I was born in South Africa and moved to Europe. I left with my skills and funds for my future. I will never go back. It's a black hole for anything good that a human being can be or do. I don't know why I never left sooner. It is too the best thing I ever did in my life. Shares to us. A South African wrote this. I don't know where those ones are coming to debunk and because it has to do with Nigeria. You see, these people, like, they hate Nigerians so much that the person who is doing this documentary is not a black, but none of South Africans have come to the comment section to argue with him. If it were Nigerian, just like my comment section now, they know I'm saying the truth, but they will come, they will write rubbish about Nigeria. They will say, hey, Nigerians will choke you people. You have not seen anything. This was, I remember hearing stories about farmers. I would literally flee in the middle of the night with their whole families in fear to their life. They left their farms, their machineries, and everything needed to work the land. But the crops rotting in the field because those same people that had them demanding the land refused to work it. You see? South Africans, do you still have the nerve to talk when I'm talking? No, you do not. No, you do not. This one said was in the fortunate position to leave South Africa 5 years ago for Europe. Grew up in South Africa. Went back for a wedding and could not believe the decline, the constant fear. If being robbed, killed, I still have kids and grandkids in South Africa. I suffer constant sleepless night. It was such a beautiful country. The ANC government has stolen the soul of South Africa. We had such potential. I'm working to get my kids out. German passport. is our saving grace. Hey, the people that say they don't used to travel, oh, South Africans say they don't used to travel, that they used to stay in their country, they don't travel. Nigerians should go back. Nigerians should go back. South Africa, we don't sabi your bomb is open in the air now. Ooh. Hey, this one said, my uncle and his children lived in South Africa at the time of apartheid was coming to an end. One of his children said that the majority government would not wreck the economy. His argument was that South Africa had had a chance to see how other economies on the continent had been destroyed after colonial rule had ended, and the South African would learn from that. It appears to me that he was not correct. Hey, South Africans, you have entered one chance with me. You came to my comment section to abuse me, but hey, be ready, be ready, be ready, be ready, because I'm gonna give it to you. Someone said, I used to work for Department of Work and Pensions in the UK. I worked there for a year and a half, and I left around 3 years ago. In that time period, and just the small 150,000 population town I lived in, around 100 white South Africans were in the process of applying for UK citizenship. Hey! Anyone who had the slightest chance of legitimacy entering the UK was doing so. All of them, without exception. When